Hey tubers, that's the time. The temp is about 64 in the garage, and let's see, we're supposed to be high about 67 today. The high pressure zone that we got over us is moving out. Clouds are moving in, and we are supposed to get a storm Wednesday or Thursday, and we are leaving Thursday for Dallas. Climb out of this valley. It's going to be fun. Didn't want to really get into anything really involved with me leaving on Thursday on the Camaro, but what I started to do was figuring out something on the bumper. So this is what we'll be playing with today. I welded up this hole, which is this one right here. And what I did is I clamped the copper pad right to the bottom there using those vice grips right there, and welded it up. She's not all ground down yet, but she is. But I got to thinking, look how nice that came out in there. So, and that isn't ground down yet, but I wonder if rather than putting the copper on there, if we put it on here on the top and then weld on the bottom. So that's the next thing we'll try. We're going to clean this hole up here good, and underneath, and then on the side we're going to put the copper pad on the top, clamp it down here, and then we'll flip the bumper over and fill it from the bottom side and see how the top comes out. So this isn't bad. It just needs a little more grinding. But and I gotta get somebody to help me, but I gotta work this dent out. But the next thing will be to see if we can sit there and flush these down, because like I said, I don't want any holes in here. These holes will have to stay for the license plate light. Still debating on whether to take the rivets out and just weld this bracket in total, but then you got two bolts here where it goes in on the body, so I might just leave that there, and when it paints, it's going to be painted body color, and then just paint this body color along with it. These will be black, of course. It's the way they came from the factory. So that's what we're doing today, and so when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey tubers. Alright, this one we did different. We put the copper paddle on the outside, and I just, well, man, the heat's still coming off that. And I just welded up on the inside of the bumper. So we'll let that cool off, and then we'll pull it off and see what we got on the outside of the bumper. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Okay, that's the back. That's the top. Let's grind it down and see what she looks like. That doesn't look bad. A lot less grinding. Still got to grind the back down, but still. Alright, more in a minute. Hey tubers. Well, that didn't come out half bad. Either way, because you still got to grind down the bottom. So, and I did grind down the bottom a little. Still needs more, but there's still going to be filler over it. I mean, so I slicked this bolt thinking that I'll take half off and weld it while it's in place, and then take the other half off and weld it. Probably drill down, countersink or contour the bottom, and then so I can weld it so it stays in place. Thinking if I did cut the head off, and you'd have the hex to hold it in, but there would be really nothing. Nothing to really hold it in place to keep it. Well, it would, but it will pull straight through. So you'd have to hold it. put a nut and a washer on it, or put a nut on it, and then that'll give you something better to hold it into place. At least keep it somewhat square. I don't know, this is what I'm kicking around now. So when I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Hey tubers, I think this is going to work. I took the bolt, and as you can see I sliced the head off it. And I did it with a Sawzall rather than the cutoff wheel. And I think the Sawzall would do a better job than the cutoff wheel. I think I had better control in the Sawzall than I did the cutoff wheel. And I just welded it in there, it's still hot. So I think this might work. So we'll give it a shot. As soon as this cools off, we'll grind it down a little. See what we got. When I held it in there, I held it down a little. So I had the whole top to fill. So it would definitely be part of the bumper. The other thing we're going to have to do is on this, is we're going to have to slice this way. Probably just right down here. So I'll do that here in a bit. And probably put this one in and see how it works. When I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Okay, got this weld ground down. It's pretty good. Stud's still in there really good. So now we'll do this one. Got it cut off. And again, we'll lay it a little bit lower than what it used to. And then we'll fill in the top with weld. So let's flip this over. And we'll grind off this. Also got the bracket laid out, and we'll cut the slot in it like this. Then we'll fit it all together and see if it works. When I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey tubers, got the other stud welded in. Yeah, I could use a little more grinding right in there. So yeah, got both those in. So, and I also cut the slot. I could have done a little bit more over the other side, but that'll do. Let's try. And let's see if I can get this in. I'm going to need both hands for that, so let me set the camera down. More in a minute. Alright, what's best laid plans of mice and men? Just need a little bit more to get it on that stud, and it won't rotate enough to do so. So, shoot, come on. Just stay up there for a minute. So, what I'm thinking of doing is just oblong this hole. It's going to give me a hell of a lot of adjustment on this bumper. But I sort of like this look with it being smooth. You figure all these holes, and I'll work on this dent there. You figure all these holes all smoothed out. And then the top, you won't have anything. Just be one continuous piece. I sort of like that. Yeah, it's a little high right here. I got to work on this right there. But I think this is going to be doable. There's only one bolt here, so I don't have to worry about it. It's just these. And then this. I'm still on the fence about what to do on the rivets. I think if I smooth the whole thing, I should smooth the whole thing, but then again, I don't know. But it's hard to say whether that's going to be welded or spot welded. probably is spot welded down there. I can't feel anything. Something along there. I think I just might leave the rivets. I'm not sure. Still kicking around it, but I think what we need here is to oblong that hole. So I'm going to call it a day for right now, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we'll probably doing some packing and everything else. So I don't know. This might be it until we're back in town next Tuesday, and so I don't know. But we'll see. If I come out, I'll try to remember to bring the camera with me and do some video. But this will be it for tonight. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and of course leaving comments. You guys have a good one. Later.